Well, we are back again to discuss what exactly is happening with GShade because the drama is not over with at all. And if you missed what exactly is happening, I will have a video link above pretty much what ended up happening with GShade. Did a whole bunch of shady shit, some malware, some controlling program, getting in a fight with a kid. A whole deal. Check out the link above if you want more detail on that. But nonetheless, today we are going to be discussing what have happened with GShade now, because a lot of stuff have taken place, and let's just say there might be some legal issues in the future for GShade. But before we hop into any of that, welcome back to your #1 top for PSO2 New Gen Set gameplay, how-tos, and of course, all that jazz. So let's go ahead, let's hop into this, and let's go over everything that is happening for GShade, as well as what it means for PSO2 New Genesis, PSO, Final Fantasy 14, and pretty much MMOs as a whole. So to start off here, if you head on over to the official website for GShade, you will know that pretty much the website is completely dead at that point. So no matter where you go here, of course, you're going to go ahead and literally find everything is, well, empty, as well as the download page is now officially gone as well. You can't even see what it was about. So the website at that point is nothing more than a brief little bit here of, course, the Discord link and the community stuff, but pretty much the website itself is officially dead. So with the website dead and completely empty here, you might be wondering, can you still download a GShade off of like GitHub, since that where it was originally hosted? And the answer is no, you cannot, because it had been removed, as well as a statement from a GitHub describing pretty much that when it comes to GShade, they are not comfortable enough to hold it. And of course, we did get a message from them, which state here, "Hi, all review of the account and content name in your report have contained, and we have determined that one or more violation of GitHub terms of service have occurred and have taken appropriate action." And of course, going on to explain that, yeah, it have broke the terms of service for GitHub and have officially been taken offline, and you can no longer download it from the website or from a GitHub. So not only do we have that happening, we did get another little piece of news here, which is of course tied to most of you who have been trying to uninstall a GShade. You might have realized you have ran into some issues because a recent update right before they got taken completely offline was a update that ended up making it near impossible to actually remove the program without actually updating it. So the biggest thing here is that should be a red flag in general of making you update a program you're getting ready to delete. But nonetheless, the update ended up dumping a whole bunch of files on your PC after the fact that will, of course, will allow you to uninstall GShade, which shouldn't be a problem to begin with, but here we are. But on top of that, as well as once you actually uninstall GShade, the files will actually stay on your PC. And as you can imagine, that's not ideal, especially with the creator of GShade pretty much bragging about how they can, put code in and do whatever they want, any if they didn't do a bad thing, with the whole PC reset that we cover in the last bit of the news. But nonetheless, programs are being put in and files are being put into your PC for what reason? I have no idea, but let's just say it's probably not anything good, knowing how malicious this programmer is when it comes to GShade. But lucky enough, there have been some wonderful tutorials posted on how to remove GShade, how to get rid of all the extra files and all the extra programs. So I highly recommend, if you have run into the issue or you did recently update so you could uninstall GShade, be sure to check out some of these tutorials and try your best to get as much of the program off your PC as humanly possible here, because who knows what's going to come of this. And honestly, I think at that point we can all agree to not trust the developer with a 10-foot pole here. But that is not it for what is happening with this. We have to look at, of course, some legal issues because at the time of that video, to my knowledge anyway, no charges have been completely pressed, but something to keep in mind and could possibly happen in a very near future, which is a court tied to, well, the law or the federal law in many countries out there, which have laws in place of pretty much going after anyone that may try to put any type of code or maliciousness in a program that could change code, command prompt, authorizing programs or authorizing activities on your system without your knowledge or without your control here. And of course, pretty much anything tied to any type of shady thing that does lean more into the malware side. So with, of course, the cradle of GShade speaking very bluntly in a cocky, braggy type of way about literally doing just that. That could easily become one of them cases, depending on how far anyone want to go with this, that could have some really big ramification legally for the cradle of GShade. So we will probably see what's going to come of that, and also as stated by Elite when it comes to the US code section 1030 anyway, depending upon the damage from malicious software, you could face anywhere from 1 year in prison to $100,000 fine to 20 years in prison of $250,000 fine. So this is not something that can obviously be a very simple brush over, because let's be honest, no matter how big GShade is, I'm pretty sure they probably don't have $250,000 floating around or the money to pay for lawyer to not do prison time. So something to keep in mind for future endeavors. We will see if anything comes from this, or will this just be kind of put under the rug and forgotten about of just being that one time that a developer got extremely cocky with its user base and also pretty much got destroyed by a kid. But nonetheless, that is everything that is happening right now with GShade. So once again, it does affect PSO player, Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars, pretty much any game that can use GShade is affected by this. So once again, I will have a link below to any information to help you guys out and follow like tutorials and stuff, and hopefully you can get some of this off your PC if you do have it. And just know that there is plenty of other programs out there such as GShade and many other programs that have popped up over the last few hours of this incident out there that is way more better, way more helpful. And honestly, for a program that was so easily replaced in a mere couple hours after all that started, honestly, to say something about the program as well as far of how useful it can be, and as well as how good other people are of getting similar programs up, but hopefully without none of this baggage. But nonetheless, that is what is going on. So if you have found that video helpful, make sure to do thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells below. And of course, if you do want to support the channel beyond all that, we do make brand new MMO, PSO, Final Fantasy video, pretty much every day under the sun MMO related, every day to every other day right here on YouTube. And of course, if you hit that wonderful join button below, you can become like all the wonderful folks here that are supporting here through memberships over on patreon.com/Maconn, or subscribing over on twitch.tv/TroyMaconn, where we stream pretty much every day. And with that, that will go ahead and do it for me, but I do want to give one last giant thank you to, of course, 1K for supporting at the Luna Teal. So thank you, my dude. And with that, I will see you all in the comments.